Love at first sight. Rain lashed against the Parisian cafe window, blurring the bustling street beyond. Inside, Clara sat nursing a cappuccino, the steam tendrils rising like wisps of daydreams. A melody from the cafe's piano danced around her, each note swirling with emotions she couldn't quite grasp. Image of a Parisian cafe with warm lighting and cozy ambience. Suddenly, a gust of wind flung open the cafe door, ushering in a whirlwind of emerald light and a figure silhouetted against it. He was tall, his hair rain-slicked and dark, his eyes the color of a storm-tossed sea. Time seemed to slow, the music fading into the background as his gaze collided with hers. In that instant, Clara's world shifted. It was as if every scattered piece of her soul clicked into place, finding its missing counterpart in the depths of his eyes. A warmth bloomed in her chest, chasing away the chill of the rain. Her breath hitched, and a blush blossomed on her cheeks. He moved towards her, each step echoing the rhythm of her suddenly frantic heartbeat. The air crackled with unspoken words, with a silent conversation only their souls could understand. He reached her table, a hesitant smile playing on his lips. "May I?" he asked, his voice a low rumble that sent shivers down her spine. Clara could only nod, mesmerized. He settled into the chair opposite her, the scent of rain and cinnamon mingling in the air. They sat in silence for a moment, simply drinking each other in. "I'm Ethan," he finally said, his voice breaking the spell. "Clara," she replied, her voice barely a whisper, and then, they talked. It was as if they had known each other for lifetimes, their conversation flowing effortlessly, punctuated by bursts of laughter and shy smiles. They spoke of dreams and fears, hopes and desires, their words weaving a tapestry of shared lives. The hours melted away, unnoticed and irrelevant. The rain subsided, the setting sun painting the sky in hues of orange and gold. Outside, the world moved on, but for Clara and Ethan, it was as if only they existed in that space, bathed in the warm glow of the cafe lights. Finally, the cafe began to empty, a gentle reminder of the real world beckoning. Ethan stood, his hand outstretched. "May I walk you home?" he asked, his eyes holding a question she couldn't bring herself to refuse. And they stepped out onto the cobbled streets. The cool night air caressed their skin, the city lights twinkled like fallen stars, and the moon, a benevolent witness, cast its silvery glow upon them. They walked hand in hand, their fingers intertwined, a silent promise hanging between them. When they reached Clara's doorstep, Ethan turned to her, his gaze holding all the unspoken emotions of their whirlwind encounter. "This," he said, his voice husky, "this can't be a coincidence, can it?" Clara shook her head, a smile gracing her lips. "No, Ethan," she whispered, "I don't think it can." He leaned in, and their lips met in a kiss that tasted of rain and moonlight, of newfound hope and endless possibilities. It was a kiss that spoke of promises yet to be made, of a love story just beginning to unfold. Love at first sight might be a cliche, Clara thought, but standing there in the quiet Parisian night, hand in Ethan's, she knew it was the most beautiful cliche she had ever witnessed. In the space of a few stolen hours, she had found something she had never dared to hope for. A love that felt as if it had always been, and would always be. And as they walked away from each other, the promise of tomorrow shimmering in their eyes, they knew that this was just the beginning. Theirs was a love story born of a rainy afternoon, nurtured by stolen glances and whispered words, and sealed with a kiss under the Parisian moon. A love story that defied logic and scoffed at time. A testament to the unpredictable magic of the human heart.